Hello, I'm Anita from beandesigns.com, and I'm here to help you by providing tools to create awesome digital scrapbook layouts using GIMP. In this video, I'm going to share with you an introduction to layers within GIMP. Layers are fundamental in creating digital scrapbook layouts. There are many options within GIMP regarding layers, and this video will address the basics. First of all, unless or until you merge your layers on your layout, each one remains independent. You can edit it without affecting the others. You can move it, you can rearrange it, you can do all kinds of things to that layer without affecting the entire image, as long as that layer stays independent. You can access the layer options from the top menu bar, click on Layer, and the drop-down menu with many options appears. You can also go over to your layer palette, and on this palette you will actually see each of the layers on my current image. You see that some of my layers are hidden, other layers are open. You can see that this one that is outlined in white, with the boxes outlined in white, and it's darkened, is my active layer. You have options at the top of your palette to change the mode of that particular layer or the opacity of that particular layer. At the bottom of your layer palette, you also have quick actions. You can create a new layer, create a new group, move a layer up, move a layer down, duplicate a layer, merge layers, work with masks, or delete a layer. These are all quick actions done quickly. Also, you can right-click on each layer and access the menu options available to apply to that particular layer. So let's discuss layers in the context of a digital scrapbook image. I have all the items for this image open inside GIMP. You can see them here along the right side of my image. I opened them by accessing File and Open and navigating to where all of my digital papers and digital elements were located and opened them. This might not be practical when I'm actually creating a digital scrapbook page, because I could have lots and lots of elements opened here, and it would be just easier for me, I find, to use the File Explorer. I open a File Explorer window and I drag and drop my elements onto my image page. So let's get started. Here we have our digital paper. This is our background paper. You can see that it's one layer. And in the description box, I'll leave the information regarding this kit. Here we have our digital paper, and you can barely see it is outlined in yellow to show that our active layer is the entire active image size. So let's go ahead and make this the full size to fill the whole window. And I'm going to choose this. This is my image that has a border. So I'm going to go to my layer palette. I opened the image, made it active in the active image window. Go to my layer, left click. I'm going to drag it over to my background paper image and then drop that onto our new image. Let's open our sticker image. Left click in the layer palette, activate this image, and drop it onto here's our new image creation. You will notice now that over in our layer palette, our new image has 3 layers. It has our digital paper background layer, it has a border layer, and it has a sticker layer. This layer, the sticker layer, you can see is bounded by the yellow box showing this layer is only this size. This layer is not the full size of our image. It's only this size. And then let's click on make the border active, and you can see that that is bordered by a yellow box showing that is the active layer. When we have our move tool, let me show you a setting on our move tool. So here's our move tool. You can press the M key on your keyboard to activate the move tool. But here's a setting. Pick a layer or guide, or you can say move an active layer. I have it selected to pick a layer. What that means is no matter what layer is active on my image, no matter what layer is active, if I choose my move tool, I can move anything on my layout. If I have move active layers selected, so you see that the border is the active layer. If I were to try to move this element, it will not. It actually moves my border. For me, for my workflow, this is what I like to do. So let's just in review, we have our 3 layers. Our digital paper layer is the full size of the complete image. Our border layer is only this size, and our element layer is only this size. If we were to create a new layer, let's go over to our layer palette. I'm going to click on create new layer. I want this layer to fill with transparency. I could fill it with foreground color, background color, white, transparency, or a pattern. I want it to be transparent. Push OK. In our layer palette, you notice that a new layer appeared. It's labeled layer. It's the full size of our complete image. I can draw a box on this layer and fill it. I'm going to fill it with the foreground color. It's blue. Layer active, move tool, I can move it. You see, I told you this layer is the full size of the entire image. So when I move this blue box, the yellow outline shows that this entire image is being, the entire layer, the created layer, 3600 by 3600 pixels, is moving. What if I were to paint something? This is my active layer still. I can paint on my active. Okay, I need to select none. Let's paint on this layer. So now this layer, we can hide it to show what's on the layer, what's not on the layer. Can use our move tool. I can grab Wilbur, move out the whole layer, can grab the square. This is a whole layer. So when you're creating squares or you're putting painting on, you're putting brushes on your layers, you want to create a new layer for each one so that you have full editability on your layout page. Let's take Wilbur off. Edit, undo, move, edit. We now have just our square. What if we really wanted that square on our layout, but we really wanted to get rid of this huge bounding box? We can go to Layer and Crop to Content. Now, this layer only has the box on it. Let's take a look at bringing in a picture. So we're going to do the same thing, pull in my picture, and it is very large. It comes in on its own layer. So let's resize our picture. I'm going to make it about that size, scale it to size. And let's go to, I want 2 of these stickers. So I'm going to make the sticker the active layer. I'm going to duplicate that so that I have 2 of those stickers. I want 2 of the borders. Duplicate that layer. Use my move tool. I can move them around. And I really don't want this box in my layout, so I'm going to make the box layer active and I'm going to delete it. So here we have this. Now, let's just say for laughs and grins, let's just say that we're done. Okay? So if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like to add dimension to my page. So let's go to our digital paper bottom layer here, the full size layer. It's going to duplicate it. Let's draw our feathered and rounded selection out around the outer edge, just inside, and delete. What happened? What happened here? I'm not quite sure. Actually, I do know what happened. Another aspect of layers is, I'm going to delete this. So this bottom digital paper layer is active. Let's right click on it and let's move down here to this little section right here, and it says add alpha channel. Alpha channel is the transparent part of the layer. This digital paper layer did not have an alpha channel. Therefore, when I deleted a portion of it, it didn't make it transparent because it didn't know that I wanted it to be transparent. So it filled it with the background color. So if I want this to be transparent when I delete something from my layer, I need to add an alpha channel. Now let's duplicate the layer. We've already selected our portion where this layer is active, so let's delete it. And you can see here on the layer palette, it did delete it. It's transparent. We'll change our mode to multiply and reduce our opacity to make that a little more natural looking, and select none. So if you ever delete something and it doesn't become transparent, it looks like your background layer, you just need to revert back and add an alpha channel to your layer so that the channel will have the ability to create something transparent. The same thing can happen occasionally to a photo. Let's check on this one. This particular photo does have an alpha channel because you can see the option that is white. The active option is remove alpha channel. If it did not have an alpha channel, the active option would be add alpha channel. One other tidbit regarding transparency. The format of JPEG does not have the ability to save any transparency. So if you have an image that you have created and part of it is transparent, if you save it as a JPEG, JPEG will fill in any transparent areas with white. If you want that image to maintain transparency in portions, you need to save it in a PNG format. You can look at our element here, and this one has transparent parts. This was saved as a PNG. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and watch this video. If you found it helpful, check out the others on my YouTube channel and subscribe because there will be more to come. I encourage you to continue preserving memories for future generations. Bye-bye for now.